Good evening, replay viewers, viewers on the web and Twitter. Well, this is Michelle Hayward. It's a Friday night. How is everybody doing? Hey, Matt Laser Gaming, welcome, welcome. Glad you could join me on this Saturday night, this Easter weekend. So can't wait to get it started. Even got in a nap this afternoon. So I feel really great. And I just got back from the gym. I know it's Friday night. So hey, I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving the weekend. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Michelle Hayward, and I'm a strategic business coach. Please don't take a day from me. Hey, Susan. Welcome, Susan. Had the pleasure of meeting Susan finally in person earlier this month. It seems like forever. Thanks, Susan, for the love. It's great to see you. So for those of you who don't know, my name is Michelle Hayward. I am a strategic business coach. And for the next 5 days, I will be going over leadership and different tips on what actions leaders take, there is no look of a leader, the difference between a leader and a manager. That's what I'm going to discuss tonight with you guys, because that is so essential. People get confused. They think because they're a manager, they're a director, they're a vice president, whatever, that they're a leader. No, that's a title. That's a title. That does not make you a leader. So I absolutely hate it. Yeah, not so much. I absolutely hate it when businesses say our leadership team. And if it's a fire in the building, you might even turn to the janitor and say, hey, exactly, leader is much deeper. You'll ask the janitor, what way we getting out of the building? Because I'm following you. I'm not following anybody in our leadership team because they have no leadership ability. You wouldn't even follow them to the bathroom. Hi, Winston J. Smith. Welcome, welcome. I'm Michelle. So tonight, let's look at 10 differences between a leader and a manager. Yeah, you're not even following them to the bathroom because they may end up in the closet. So, okay. So, I don't like the word followers, but I'm trying to come up with a better word than followers. So a leader develops followers, or a group of core people who believe in their message and are willing to travel and move along with this leader no matter where they go. And it's much easier to do it now. Thanks for the Purple Hearts. Much easier to do it now, especially with social media. You can follow people. They can tell you they're writing a book. And guess what? You're one of their followers. You're going to buy the book first. You may even pre-order the book. So we can move, and we consistently are seeing what the leaders we follow are doing. And they don't worry about having subordinates. Now, a manager, on the other hand, they have supporters or subordinates. They have people that are assigned to them to do certain tasks. Now, a leader may have some subordinates to them, but the interaction between the two are different. Hi, welcome, Johannesburg. Glad you could join us. It's in the middle of the night over there, isn't it? Or is it early in the morning? Thought maybe it's like a 7-8 hour difference. But thank you so much for joining. So then when you look at a manager, look at the direction they go. They use an existing road. They use what's already existing. Yeah, he said Johannesburg. I thought he said South Africa. And he or she doesn't create a new way. Okay, that's what you're ready to say. It's really early there. Leaders, on the other hand, guess what? They're building new roads. They're building new methods. They're in the creation mode. They know what has to be created, and they make it happen by not necessarily using what's already been developed. Because guess what? They have a group or a core group of people who are willing to blaze a trail with them, and they will follow them. So if that leader says, hey, go out here and chop down these trees because on the other side is the river of promise. Guess what? I don't know nothing about chopping down no trees. But if the leader that I believe in, I believe in, is telling me to go chop down some trees, guess where I'm going? I'm grabbing an axe. I'm gonna be real hurt for a few days until I get the form right, but I'm gonna be chopping down some trees because they are gonna blaze that trail, and I absolutely positively believe in that. You're gonna figure it out. Exactly, you're gonna figure it out. That manager, on the other hand, I got a to-do list. Check, I did that for you. Check, I did that. Check, I did. It's no thrill in that sometimes because they're just assigning you something and they may not even explain the big picture to you. And so you, the leader, would generally explain the big picture to you. This is why we're doing it. And you are so on board with what that leader is talking about. So they will tell you the big picture. That manager, like, this is all you need to worry about are your 5 tasks. Wherein you're working on your 5 and everybody else in your group are each working on their 5. And had they told you the big picture, you could have had a better way. Just chop the tree. Then they'll go do nothing. Yeah, exactly. You just chop your 5 trees or whatever. Not knowing we trying to build a mansion or a log cabin, then I'll know not to chop the trees a certain way. Then I'll know not to chop down the little itty bitty trees that we can't use. It's a waste. So tell me we're gonna build a log cabin. Then I know to get larger trees is what we really need to focus on taking down and not wasting our energy. So this rules, guess what? A manager will break the rules. How many times have a manager told you to do something they know it's not in the HR handbook? How many? How often? Quite often. But you know why they're in there? The leader made those rules. Hey, Michelle, welcome. The leader made those rules. The leader made the rules. Yeah, exactly. Made the rules to protect their people a lot of times. A lot of times a leader helped make those rules to protect their people. All of them. Exactly. So you have to really pay attention because while we say a leader makes new roadways, makes new path, creates new ways. Oh, great, I missed it. Michelle, you got to text me next time. Or maybe you did and I just didn't check my texts. Oops. So while a leader may be making new roadways, creating new roadways, new pathways, they also make the rules. Because when you lay that groundwork, guess what? You set up the boundaries. You create the rules. Because guess what? You built the road. Think about construction crews. They telling you, oh no, you can't use this lane. Oh no, this is the speed limit. Guess what you're going to do? You're going to do exactly what they tell you to do. Because guess what? They're the one making the trail. You're following them. But guess what we do? We speed. When they get out of the way and they're safe, we speeding. We're breaking the rules that were made. So that's just think about that. So credit. And and many of you may have had this happen to you. And I did not really understand the difference between a leader and a follower really in corporate until about 6 years ago. It's almost 6 years now. And I had a VP on a project that I was on at the time. I was in Tulsa, Oklahoma working on a project. Shook. I'd be like, you can stand in the middle of the street. I had a VP on a project one time, and his name's Bob, of course. His name's Bob. And Bob would get on the call, and he would be like, we really have to help the client. The client really needs help. They're good at this, and this, but they don't have experience in this. So make sure you focus on this because we have to give them this end product within this budget and time frame by December 2013. That manager, dude, brilliant engineer, no people person. Well, I want to know when you can have this because I need it by this date because we got to produce this and I need to have that for a bid document. He was so tunnel vision, no people persons, didn't know what your unique ability was, didn't know your techniques, didn't care. Did not care. Hi, Black Phoenix 63, welcome. But that leader, that VP, he actually pulled our team together. Not all of us he got to select. A good core, the core group that he pulled together from this team, he worked with before. So he knew who was good at certain tasks. He knew who was good at working with clients and building relationships. He knew who was good with working with construction crews. He knew who was good in accounting and finances. He knew who was good with scheduling. And he knew this manager was good with engineering, who could pull together all the information that we would need to get it done. And he admittedly said, I selected him because I knew what he was good at, but I knew he was bad with people. So even as a leader, they know they have to bite the bullet sometimes and bring in people who can sometimes be a detriment, because this manager, the turnover on our project were all connected to him. And he knew people would quit. And he would call, well, can you come do this project anyway? Because you're really good at stuff. And you're like, people are like, no, I ain't ever coming back to work for you. And he couldn't get that or take, it didn't even bother him that people would quit because they couldn't stand to work with him. But our VP knew that he was the best, and he took that chance, and he knew it was going to be turnover, right? So sometimes as a leader, you have to look at your core people and see who's the best and know you're going to lose some of them. Just because you have an end result that you have to reach, that you need to reach. So when I say that, don't be afraid to take a chance that you're going to lose your people to get an end result. But this is what you do to maintain them. Credit. When it comes to credit, guess what a manager does? Oh, the client loved what I did. I saved them $3 million. And we're in the schedule. We're ahead of schedule. I give my people all the credit and take the responsibility. Yes, that's exactly what this VP would do. We would be spread across between Oklahoma and like South Texas at really the Mexican border. Like I could see Border Patrol. And he would say on the call, oh my God, he would be like, the client is so happy what you guys are doing. They're really impressed. They can't believe how we pulled together this project for them, staying under budget, getting it on schedule. They are really, really impressed. He got on the same call and he said, hey, the client, I didn't understand what the client wanted, and I didn't express to you what they needed in the right way. So I'm gonna have to go back and fix what I didn't do and what I didn't understand so that you guys can do your jobs efficiently and effectively. And you sitting on a call and you listening to this man who's did 2 tours of duty in Vietnam, who has traveled India and Europe away from his family and corporate jobs, hardly ever being home. And he's taking the blame for things that are going on in a project when he doesn't have to. He can literally say, you guys screwed up. Because guess what? That manager, that engineer man, guess what he does? You guys screwed up. You shouldn't have done this. You shouldn't have done that. He took no blame. He always took the credit. Always took the credit. The VP took all the blame and he gave all the team the credit. Every single one of us. Every single one of us. It was, to me, it was like seeing night and day. There was no dusk or dawn. It was just night, like, oh my God, I never want to be you. Oh my God, I gotta be like you. He was so impressed. I asked him to mentor myself and other co-workers who were under 40. Because he was so impressed in how he could handle people, how he was willing to give up his time, because he could retire, how he could give up his time with his family, his kids, his grandkids, to come here and run a project to build relationship with a new client for the company. And he gave that up. Plus, he was there with us. He would be on the construction site. He would be in meetings. When I changed positions, he made that change happen. He made that. I was struggling so bad in the position, and he had me switch positions. When I say, when you are working with a leader, the way you see yourself, because they believe in you. He believed in me. He believed that I could do this other position much better than the previous position. He was on the call with me. He called me up. This was like October of 2013. I was in Texas. He called me up. I pulled over to the side of the road per company policy. I couldn't be on the cell phone and driving. And he says, Michelle, the client needs you to stay. You're the brains behind the operation. We need you to stay on for 6 more months or however long that we need you to finish out some other items on the project. He said, I know you really struggled at the beginning of this project, but what you have done since you've changed positions, the client is impressed. I am absolutely impressed. You've done a great job, and we can't possibly have the brains of the operation leave at this point. And that's not to gloat on me, but when you work for a leader, and then the team will work, and the team, and you're like, okay, Bob, I'll stay here in the middle of Texas and live on a dirt road, in a trailer, in a camper, with a generator, and no potable water. Okay. And literally, that's what I did. I stayed in Texas. So, because he had faith in me, and it gave me so much more encouragement to keep moving forward. So, seeing that type of leader, that's what I want to be. That's what I aspire to be. So in the last 6 years, I've studied so much more about leadership and reaching back more than I ever have in a different way, and structuring how I do my day and how I live my life so that I'm a leader and not a manager. So few workers get any credit, let alone the credit. I agree. I absolutely agree. And so few companies also see their employees as an asset. They see them more as a liability. We're not making money. We need to cut staff. No, you need to go to your staff, say, hey, we're hit some financial hard times. Where can we cut money? And we're not trying to cut hours. We're not trying to cut benefits. We're trying to be more efficient. I had one of my cousin's ex-husband. He actually worked for a tire plant manufacturer. I won't say which one. And when the economy got slow, they laid off 0 of their people. You know what they did? They said, we're not bringing in contractors to paint. I know you work on an assembly line and you make tires, but we need you to paint walls. Do you know what those employees did? They painted walls. If it meant they had to put 3 coats of paint on, because they say we value you as people, as our employees, we know we want to keep every single one of you, but we don't have you. There's no work on the production line. They value their people. It sucked for the contractors, but internally they showed their employees how much they cared. And you don't get that a lot these days. They will cut employees in a heartbeat. So let me keep going. Okay, so decisions. A leader's responsibility is to help her staff be the best. Yes, exactly. They are tremendous. I did this great leadership management program. Probably cost the company about $9,000. The VP happily approved it. HR bounced it back saying, oh, you didn't receive a grade. The VP found a way to get it covered. I had sent that to the manager. I had HR say, well, so what are you going to do about the bill? And High 101, Hard Knocks. Exactly. The VP was like, I'll get it taken care of. It took a few weeks, but it was just the craziest thing ever. So you get leaders, you get managers in different levels in a company, and when you get a leader, they're like, don't worry about it, I will get it taken care of. So it was phenomenal. Okay, decisions. Manager makes decisions, a leader facilitates the decisions. So a manager will say, this is what we're going to do. A leader said, this is the issue at hand, this is the problem, this is where we're trying to go. How should we make this happen? They're going to pull the team together to make that decision, to make that happen. They're not going to sit there and say, this is what we need. Very seldom do they say, this is what we're going to need to do. They'll tell you the desired end result and build the path to get to that end result. But they won't sit there and make every single, that manager, they'll be telling you what color you need to wear some days, including your underwear. So, okay. A manager tells you the vision. If we're lucky, they tell you the vision. Input, value the team's work. Exactly, value the team's work. A manager will tell you the vision. Maybe some of them. I don't even think some of them even understand what a vision is. But a leader will sell you the vision. They will sell it to you. They will tell you how awesome hell is going to be, how low your heating bill is going to be. You don't have to worry about winter coming. It's one of the best places ever. It's nice and bright. And you'll believe them because they're going to sell it to you about all the positives and how it relates to you, how it's the best thing for you. That manager's like, look, this is what it is. You're going to hell. Nothing you can do about it. It's just the way it is. They're just telling you stuff, you know. But that leader sells and tells you and shows you why you are part of this process, why you matter. And they're going to sell you on that because you have to buy into it in order for you to be part of that team, in order for you to be a follower. That's why not everybody follows every leader, because that leader didn't sell to them. You don't relate to that leader. Yes, and sometimes it's a team mindset, exactly. And if sometimes you don't fit in every team, no matter how good the leader is, they don't resonate with you. That was the word I was looking for. I think I'm going to skip some of these maybe. So I'm going to do one more because I know I'm running way over, more than I like to. Conflict. Managers avoid conflict. They don't want to deal with it. They just want you to do what they told you to do. Wherein a leader, they like it. They like to have that conflict because, number one, it stretches you as a person. It helps you grow. It helps you get better. It brings about different thought methods, different ideas. It brings about inclusion. It can exclude some people sometimes. You may feel as though you're not valued, but most of the time, because you're able to voice your issues, your problems with where the process is going, where this road is going, what is really going on, what you don't understand, you feel, even though it may not go exactly the way you wanted to go, you're relieved if somebody actually listened to you. Managers don't want to listen to you. Like, that's an issue. That's not in your job description. Don't worry about that. A leader's like, okay, so what's the problem? Okay, so this person isn't doing that, so you're having to redo some of what they did. Okay, so let's just sit down there. Well, I tried to sit down with them, explain that. No, let's sit down, let's work it out and see if maybe it's something in the process, it's something in the system. And they really like that conflict because they want to drill down and see what the issue is because they like it a lot of times. I love to deal with conflict most times, whether it's with people or process, but I really do because it makes me think about what I'm doing, how it's impacting others, and how it can be improved. And a leader is looking to make those improvements. They're not leaving their people out to blow in the wind to suffer. They want to make it much better for you. And that is so true for so many leaders. So questions, comments, because you guys came in with some great comments. So have you had any leaders you can think about? And they don't have to be at work. The best one I had was in my corporate career. They could be in your church. They could be in your family. They could be in your community, volunteer services. You are the leader. I know you are. So what are some things that you do that exhibit your leadership? How do you get people to believe and build that road with you? What are you going to do when something goes wrong on a team or a project that you're working on or an event that you're having? Are you going to give all the credit to your team? Like, I knew you guys would like this so much. I include them in, yes, include them in the process. They have to be part of the process. I'm glad you love this scope. I really am. So remember, as a leader, you're going to develop followers. You're going to make new roads. You're going to give all the credit to your team, your followers. As a leader, you facilitate the decisions. You sell your vision to your team and your followers. I help guide them to what would fit them best for that. Yes, as a leader, you do that. you find what fits them best. You have to understand their unique ability. And that's why I did 5 days of going through your unique ability. Thank you, Susan. So that's why I started out with unique ability before I did leadership, and then I'll do goals next. So why they do conflict? You're welcome. So how do they, as a leader, you actually use conflict because it helps your team feel valued, help them understand their voice. A leader makes the rules, because guess what? We build the road, so we get to make the rules. And I want to tell something else I've done over the last 6 years. Whenever I read something, it says, and it's a statement that I really love. Yes, help them come to the best conclusion. Exactly. If I'm reading something I really love and it says I switch it to I. What was your greatest accomplishment? What was my greatest accomplishment? So whatever the positive is in that, I change the tense to my or I, and I write it as such, and I say it as such because I have to be intentional with what I do. So I speak it, but more importantly, I take action in it. So don't just speak those things, but also take action in it. And as a leader, you have to take action. And sometimes you will freeze, you will get stuck. And other times you will know it has to be done, and you will push through that fear. You will push through that stuck place, and you will make it happen. So definitely keep pushing. So everybody, thank you so much for coming through. I'll be on the weekend, fun scopes, maybe go out to a bar or place or two to catch some of the NCAA basketball team playing University of South Carolina, which is my state rival. I went to Clemson. The luxury of a complaint has to be followed swiftly by a solution. You cannot just, exactly. Oh my God. Okay, this is a whole other topic. But for those of you that have constantly been in social media, even if you're new to last year, you consistently see people complain about the same thing. I hate my life. My job sucks. My neighbor sucks. You're not moving. You didn't find a new job. You're not doing anything to change that. If you're not taking any action, shut up. I'm not going to be polite about it. I'm hearing you complain. Shut up. If you do not take action, I will give you a small window of time to complain. But after that, guess what? Shut up. Complaining does nothing but irritate yourself and other people. And everyone, well, you can block people. You don't have to see them in your news feed on Facebook. That's not the point. The point is we have to teach and encourage people to take action. And if they do not take action, you do not want to continue to hear that. So that's why I encourage knowing what your unique ability is, understanding what type of leader you are, or if you want to be a leader and where you want to be a leader, because you won't be a leader in every place and everything you do, but wherever that is, be a leader. Then at the other side is have goals, and that's why I'm gonna go through goals, and then you can develop an action plan from those goals, which is so key, because I know what I hate. I hate being this size, this weight, this job. Okay, well, what's your goal? My goal is to have this job, this business, this in my life. That's your goal. Now, this is your action plan. I language. Yes, use the I language. Exactly. And once you start speaking it, and people speak a lot of times in the negative, I hate my job. No, I desire a job I love. I desire a job where I will be happy. I desire a job which uses my unique ability. I desire a job where I'm respected, my opinion is valued, and I'm part of a team. Speaking in the positive. That is what you desire. I know you're not there, but speak it. I desire a business where I'm helping women achieve their dreams of being entrepreneurs. That's what I desire. That's what I'm actually taking action and have created. So speak it in the positive, because it makes it so much easier for you. So thank you guys so much for checking me out. I am on here Monday through Friday, 9:05 p.m. Have a great weekend. You totally. Thank you, Susan. No, that's not a problem. Sorry, there's a huge lag from my end. No, guess what? Welcome to Periscope. People complain about it. It's free. I don't really understand how you complain about free. So yeah, it's free content. So it's free content. It's free people giving out information. It's a free community. Don't worry about the lag. It'll come through. If nothing else, tweet me and I'll pick it up on Twitter. And if you join me next time, or if you catch the replay, I'll bring it up in my next Periscope. So be sure to follow me here on Periscope if you haven't. I'm also on Twitter at Michelle Hayward. That's Michelle with 1L, Hayward, HEYWARD. And I'm also on Facebook. So thank you guys so much. I will see you next time. Happy Easter if you celebrate. And if not, have a great weekend. Thank you guys. Bye.